I think it is clear to believe in the power of ideas.
Fresh thinking to the Manhattan Institute.
My name is Brian Anderson. I'm the editor of City Journal magazine, and I want to welcome all of you here today on behalf of the Manhattan Institute and our co-sponsors for this important discussion, the Milken Institute. We've got a great turnout, I'm very pleased by that, and an extremely accomplished group of people on hand to talk about Skid Row. Now, last autumn, City Journal published a cover story by Heather McDonald called The Reclamation of Skid Row. In this story, Ms. McDonald traces the history of the area's 50 blocks, which for decades have been notorious for homelessness, open-air drug use, prostitution, and a wide range of criminal activity. In a very thickly reported narrative, she describes the LAPD's efforts to turn the neighborhood around in the Safer Cities initiative. The Safer Cities, she argues forcefully, is succeeding by applying the broken windows theory of policing, which holds that if one fails to maintain low-level public order, leaving broken windows unrepaired, for instance, then one encourages more serious violations of the civic fabric until, as things get worse and worse, it unravels entirely. That theory, applied by police, has dramatically revitalized cities, most famously New York during the 1990s. Now, Heather McDonald's article sparked an enormous amount of interest, to say the least. The Wall Street Journal and the LA Times ran lengthy adaptations of it, as did several other papers, and she appeared on TV and radio to discuss it. The piece sizzled on the internet, to say the least, generating just a storm of correspondence, with some supporting her analysis and others contending that the Safer Cities initiative was in fact a kind of crackdown on the rights of the poor. The interest was sufficient and the topic important enough for the Manhattan Institute to come out here to LA to explore the transformation of Skid Row. We've extended invitations to a host of people passionate about what is happening there with a wide range of viewpoints in the hopes of a fruitful discussion today. And the result is indeed today's event, which I think you'll find quite informative. You'll see in your packets the agenda for the day, which we'll try to move along pretty briskly, though there'll be time for some questions after each panel is concluded. Now, it gives me an extraordinary amount of pleasure to introduce our first speaker, who will provide some opening remarks and set the stage for today's panel. Now, James Q. Wilson's achievement, like his range of interests, is absolutely astonishing. It's worthy of a modern-day Max Weber. Written or co-written 15 books so far on topics as diverse as the socio-biological foundations of morality, marriage as a social institution, functioning of bureaucracy, policing, and the relationship of crime to human nature. He's published widely in leading magazines, including Commentary, City Journal, The New Republic, many, many others, as well as countless academic journals. He is currently the Ronald Reagan Professor of Public Policy at Pepperdine, and he has held previous faculty appointments at Harvard University and UCLA. Now, people call Professor Wilson the Dean of Contemporary Political Science for a reason. He has served on a number of national commissions concerned with public policy, and he's currently the chairman of the Council of Academic Advisors of the American Enterprise Institute. He's been elected a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and of the American Philosophical Society. He's the recipient of the James Madison Award for a Career of Distinguished Scholarship, presented by the American Political Science Association. And he's received honorary degrees from 6 universities, including Harvard. In 2003, he was presented with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian award, and in 2007, he received the Bradley Prize. Relevant to today's conference, one of Professor Wilson's abiding areas of concern has been public order. Together with one of our panelists today, the renowned social thinker George Kelly, he authored the famous 1982 Atlantic Monthly article on fixing broken windows, which became the springboard of the policing revolution of the past 2 decades, helping to revitalize American cities, as I have mentioned a moment ago. but to speak more on how policing can influence public order and help struggling neighborhoods come back and flourish again. I give you Professor James Kulis. Thank you.